I've got several great examples of ZipPink lowest, and we know from our previous information, or if you haven't heard, when ZipPink is lowest, the price goes up. And there's actually a couple of exceptions, and I've got it's a pretty good area that I happen to run into that I'm going to share with you right now. I'll flip over to the chart. I'm in a symbol called RARE, R-A-R-E, and this date right here with the red vertical line is December 7th, 2015. And it's, as you can see here in the zip chart, there's several pink lowest opportunities for me to discuss. And the first one that I'm going to discuss is right here where the red vertical line is. And this one has a pink lowest at 40.5. Now that's amazing, but even so, at 40.5, it's still under 50. And the general rule is when ZipPink is over 50 and lowest, we don't deal with it. Just boom, right off the bat. But in any case, the ZipPink is 40 here, and next day you can see what a giant candle we have. That candle, that green candle that the vertical red line is on right now, goes from 94 to almost 105. It's 104 something. So it's a significant day here on that day if you happen to catch this. But what makes it very responsive, and you may have heard me say it before, we have ZipPink in a high right leg W, and that's very high right leg W's, and I don't mean low right leg W's, but I mean the right leg of a W is higher than the left leg, not lower. When you have high right leg W's in the indicator lines, you have a lot of power, and that's expressed right there in the next candle. And in fact, we have a high right leg W in the ZipPink, in the Zip Red, the Zip Gray, the Zip Blue, and the Zip Yellow. I mean, it's all lit up with high right leg W's. And similarly, we have a high right leg in the power red and the power blue and the power yellow and in the power white. I mean, it's just filled completely. And as well, we go to the zip chart, we got a higher right leg in the yellow, the swing pink, the swing Zion, and even the swing blue and gray. I mean, it's highly unusual to get that many right leg W's. Trend chart has the swing green and the swing red. Now there's a just so long as I'm at it, here's normally what happens when we have a downturn where the red goes under the zero. The green will oftentimes hit the pink, but this time green has gone down under pink. In fact, it's under zero right now, and that's indicative of a when we think of a trend red under zero, trend pink, trend green hitting, down touching pink. It's that we see that fairly often, but there's another one that's almost hits that same scenario, but then it continues down farther, and the green, it becomes a right leg W, the red's a right leg W, and in fact the gray is a right leg W. So it's the right leg W's are just all over the place, and this is an example of how the power of the right leg W is in trading. I'm going to switch this over now, and here's the first day. The red vertical line is on the first day of it being lowest, and it's going down. But the one thing that we do know instantly that it's above 50, and that's just we just don't do it above 50. And we also have a red candle, which is indicative. After we have a giant green candle, we have a red candle. It's real likely that we'll have a second red candle. But if we go down here to the power green, well, the power green is above the orange, and so that's an uptrend. So the long-term green and orange tell us that we're in an uptrend on this thing, but the short-term lines in the zip green is flat at 100, but the red, the blue, the yellow, and of course the pink are all down. If we go over here to the trend and the swing chart, we see that at this point trend red has taken a TOC. We're at the top of the cycle turn, and it's gone down. So we pretty much know from the trend red that the next day is going to be down. And we know we're at ZipPink over 50. In fact, ZipPink is at 59. So we don't even. I'm going to look at the swing chart, and we see that swing yellow and pink and cyan are all down as well, telling us that the next day is going to be down. So we don't want to enter that trade, obviously, even though we're having that positive occurrence in the long-term green line. The narrow lines, all of the basic indicators tell us we're going down. So now we hit this day, and what happens at the open? It goes lower. We know from our experience that if it gaps down in the morning, it's likely to go down. And if it gaps down, if it turns red, it's likely to go up first and then go down, from our trading activity understanding of a red candle. And so just as a verification, I'll share that it opened at 102.25. It had a high of 103 even, so it went up 75 cents and then went down. And so we're again would put this on our watch list. This is actually an exception to a high to a low pink line, and I keep these things on my watch list because when you have divergence like this going on, usually you have a good response as soon as you figure out when you're going to hit the key. And so we follow this, next day. Well, we don't want to buy it today, even at an hour before closing. So we wait till the next morning, and so now we're down here at the bottom of the pink. The pink is at the bottom. It's under the gray and the red. You can see too that it's a lot closer to the gray and the red, zip gray red. So that just brings it more into balance, I might say. But we have on this day we do have some signals, and in the power cyan we have again what I refer to as a bottlenose. It looks like the nose of a bottlenose dolphin, and we know, or if you don't know, let me tell you that the pressure that a bottlenose dolphin puts on at the bottom of the cycle is usually a reversal pattern, and it pushes down hard and it pushes up harder. And so that would cause us to say that, yeah, we have a reversal going on. We know from the power cyan. We also know from the power yellow that we're a down touch, and I'm not sure which line it's touching. It looks like it's touching the orange line, just about touching the orange line. So we want the narrow lines, which are basically all the lines except the wide lines. And our wide lines are green and orange in the power, and the red and green in the swing, and then of course in the trend chart the blue, pink, and yellow. But in this case here, the power yellow is down touching the power orange, which oftentimes causes a reversal pattern. And then we also have a doji up here as a candle, and we love to see dojis at the bottom of cycles or the top of the cycles because they just identify a turnaround. And it looks like it's probably only about a dime apart from the high to the low on today. And so this is definitely a turnaround. I'm going to go over to the other vertical line in the swing chart and the trend chart and take a look at those. We have a really deep red in the trend chart, and we identify that we actually have a big W here in the trend red, which would give us an indication, and this W is higher than the left W as well, and that's going to give us a strong indication of a next day up. And as long as we're on red spikes, if you go back over here to the zip chart, the previous day, this would be this candle right here, zip red was at 56, and on this day, on the doji candle, the zip was at 27. So it dropped just about 30 points in one day, and we like to see it a little more than that. But when you have a 2-day drop that started at 96 and then went down to 27, that gives us pretty much the same response. We do have basically a deep red, or a red spike we call it, with actually the pink lower than that, and the pink identifies our turnaround. And so we just got quite a few signals here that tell us that it's gonna go up. And so from that point, bingo, we go to the next day and we go up, and now what are we on? We're on a red-green spike. And again, we know from red-green spikes, they usually go up several days. And so as a swing trader, it's a decent, and we do have the power green above the orange, and it's likely that it's all going to turn around because of this red-green spike. So that is an excellent opportunity there. Kind of explained how everything works. I'm going to move this over to and talk about what's on the pink line, because on the pink line right here, this red line, I'll move over to the same spot so we coordinate things. On the excuse me. On the pink line, we have zip lowest, and we have when you have zip lowest, it's supposed to go up, right? Well, actually what happens is it does go up, or ends up the next day, and but it does have a real low lower tail. And when you're looking at this, it would be difficult for me to enter this position going long, or short for that matter, because I mean you'd want to go long because you got a low pink. That's what you see, and that's what you identify with. The alert for a low pink is that it's going up the next day. Physically, the pink line moves up, but we had a gap down, so the green ends just about the same. But the real problem that we have is our power green and orange are really far apart, and they're going up. The green in this case has just made the first turn, but again, they're long-term lines. They move very slowly, and so it's going to take a while for it to go back down. It could go, instead of being so flat, it could go down, but in this case here, it's pretty flat for the next 2 days. And on our pink line over here, we got the same problem. We got the red is really high above the green, and in this case here, the red and the green are the red is at 1.7 and the green is at, excuse me, it's actually minus 1.99, so you might as well say minus 2. So it's 3.7 points apart, and that's pretty big, especially when, like right over here on the day, let me move this over here. On this day that we were just talking about, where we had all those indicators for the right leg W's, our red and green the red was 0.12 and the green was a minus 0.24, so it's 0.36. So it was 0.36 apart versus almost 4 points. So it was the red and the green are 10 times, the spread is 10 times less than it is over here. And I'm not going to go into red and green spreads right now, but they eventually can identify a lot of stuff for us. Moving the vertical red line back over to here now, and I'm still going to be talking about the pink line. So I've pretty much made a decision because my green and my orange are climbing up, my swing red and green are climbing up, and then when I look at my trend, everything is going down. So I know for the next 3 or 4 days this price is likely to go down, and I can't figure that out because I've got a ZipPink at the bottom that says I'm going up. And obviously this is one of those exceptions to the ZipPink lowest, but it's real obvious that all 3 indicators, are long-term indicators, are telling us that things are going down. So we don't want to enter the market. So let's go out 1, 2, maybe 3 days. Move that pink line out 1, 2, 3 days. We've been watching it for 3 days. We still got a downtrend. The red and the green are coming closer together in the swing chart. In the power chart, the green has come down significantly, getting closer, so it looks like it's going down. But of course, that's not real good when we have a ZipPink lowest, because we're supposed to be going up. What's going on here? Because we don't see this very often when you have ZipPink low for 3-4 days. There's definitely some out of balance issues in the market taking place when this happens. You could have a hedge fund that's just selling off, having 5 brokers sell off several million each day, or who knows why this is continuing down. But excuse me, it's definitely a little abnormal. Moving that pink over 1 more day, we're still lowest down, but we have now gone to a low angle down on the pink, and that's usually a good up sign. But our other indicators are still moving down. All of our long-term indicators are moving down, but we do have an uptick in the trend red, and trend red is a powerful trend direction indicator. It's one of the best. And so when I look at trend red, that's very informative to me. So I would say, well, this is getting interesting. I'll wait 1 more day because I still got so darn many unknowns. We'll watch it for 1 more day. So now I'm going to move this out of the way. But now what we're looking at is the red vertical line, and this is the day when on this day I've got a red candle and I've got trend red up, and that is a definite normal sign for an uptrend. Sometimes when you have a zip green at 0 with I said that wrong. When you have a zip green at 100 with a red candle, you know it's going down. Well, this is kind of like the opposite. We have, on this red vertical line, it's still ZipPink, the lowest, but we do have red going up. And it looks like it's the first day, but I want to check this. Give me a minute here. We want to see what's happening here on the zip red. No, it's actually going down, isn't it? The zip red is going down, so that means I said that wrong. The trend red is going down, so now we got another up in the trend red. So now we've got a trend red in a BOC higher. And BOC hires are very valuable. When you find one of those, they're very indicative of a strong uptrend or a strong move. And how do I say this? It's a strong move for a sensitive line. And when we find that, then bingo, we pretty much know we're in an uptrend. It looks like right now, based on what I see, that we would be going into the pink would finally turn around and go up. I do have a concern in that my green and orange are down, but I would watch the pink line absolutely. The first day I moved this thing over, the pink line is up. It hasn't changed. Because why? Why am I doing the pink line? Because it changes with the price. Second day, what have I got? I got a pink line up. I've got the Zip Green has gone flat or negative, but Zip Green is the people, the traders entering or leaving the market. So we got a few that left and a few that entered, and we're pretty flat. And then all of a sudden, bingo, the next day, those coming into the market was really strong. ZipPink went up again. I would stay, and the next day it goes up again. It's just up to where our high was the day before. So if I would have sold at the high the day before, I probably would have come out just as well. But now I've got my ZipPink in a low angle up, which tells me it's going down tomorrow. And if I looked at others, like here, the Power Scion has a low angle up. That tells me it's going down. And so just all in all, if I move my red over here to that same day, I've got a low angle up in the Swing Zion. And surprisingly, I don't have the Swing Pink turned down yet, but look at the Swing Pink has up-touched the Swing Red wide line. And so that's an up-touch, that's a narrow line up-touching a wide line, which is the rule. And bingo, that Swing Pink tells us that we're going down. And again, the red chart, or excuse me, the trend chart, there really isn't anything on the trend chart that would say you're going down. You're looking at the trend chart, you would say, in fact, that it could go up tomorrow. But we got enough indications from all the rest of the others that we would, in my opinion, I would sell off at this point, and I would go short the following day, because hopefully it'll open up and then go up like it normally does in the trading activity pathway of a red candle. It opens, goes up, and then goes down and stays red. So fantastic, isn't it? It just amazes me how this system works.